good afternoon, and welcome back to our journey through an innovative series of super robots, the Godaikin. I'm your host, Brent, otherwise known as Infinite Godaikin, and the new owner of the Godaikin and Bullmark trademarks. And this is our continued journey through the Godaikin robots. And today, we are taking a look at the Godaikin Die Tetsujin 1.7, and I've got also the Popy one sitting out here. This is the Popy ST version, and then this is the Die Tetsujin 1.7 DX. And the funny thing is, and I'll show you in a few minutes, there's not too much difference between the DX and ST once they're transformed. But Die Tetsujin is actually a small robot for his stature. So here's the box. And the reason why I say Die Tetsujin is a small robot for his stature is because on the show, there's these little ships, and these are all packed inside the box here, but there's these little ships in here. And Die Tetsujin is actually a space station. It's a very large space station, and in the original Japanese shows, the little fighters fly around and do all the fighting, and when things get bad, they transform Die Tetsujin into the big robot. But it comes with, and I'll just pull out a couple here. It comes with a little tank and a little jet, and Popy actually made these vehicles. They actually made these vehicles in their vehicle forms from Popy and Shogun Warriors. The Shogun Warrior vehicles they also made these vehicles, so you can actually get the vehicles that are about the size of this. You know, they're about roughly the size of that. But I say that they made Die Tetsujin too small because they did. I mean, all of their little ST toys for the Shogun Warrior line and the Popy line are the same size. And so this is the space station, the Popy space station version. And you can see it has thrusters and missile launchers and all sorts of cool stuff that are on here. You can actually put the little ships on top of the runways, and you can launch those off. But this is a non-transforming version. It's just static like this. So it has the shoulder rocket launcher, so it's static. Doesn't do anything else. And so that's just supposed to be the space station toy you play with. And then this is the robot form it turns into. But, you know, again, usually Bandai had been very good about when they make STs, they make them super small. When they make a DX, they make them bigger. And I've already done a couple of the DX robots that actually should be ST or small size instead of large robots. Because, again, here's my Dynaman. That's a DX robot. That's what a DX robot should be, not this. But I don't know why Bandai chose to do the sizing. But they did correct that later on, and we'll get into that in just a few seconds, or a few minutes here. But, so this is how he looks. He's actually sculpted beautifully. I mean, and he is a brick of die-cast. I mean, the legs are fully die-cast all the way up. The black is die-cast. This whole chest piece is die-cast. Die-cast. The only parts that are plastic is the head, this whole piece section of the arm right here, and then the runway sections and the tower back here. Those are the only parts that are plastic. The rest of this thing is a solid brick of die-cast. So it's actually a very well-made toy and heavy duty. And so all he does, he doesn't have much articulation except the arms, and then he can launch his fist rockets off, or his super punches off, of course. And in the show, when he turns into the robot from the space station, that's how he beats people up. He is more of like a martial artist karate robot. He has, you know, laser beams. He can shoot his fists. He has a humongous chest launcher, and so he can pull that out at the end, and it's kind of like a big beam gun, almost like Ideon. Ideon is one of those ones that can pull out a big beam gun, and this is the big beam gun. So there's a big little missile disc that sits in here. But this is the big beam gun, and this slides into the chest. So if you open up the chest door here, this slides in and sits like that. And then he can shoot it. And in the show, he actually holds this. He holds this. This comes out of his chest, and then he holds it in his hands, kind of, and then he uses it, and it's like his final attack, the wave motion gun, like in Star Blazers or the main cannons of SDF-1. And this gun can like wipe everything out, and that's like his final attack. But he doesn't come with any swords or anything like that. Again, like I said, he's more of a karate fighter robot and destroys things by karate fighting and using karate moves, and shoots some laser beams and uses his rocket fist, and then at the end he'll use his final attack. So transforming him is simple. You have to be before you transform, be careful with this piece. Now, though this is all die cast in here, this piece up here, this hinge is plastic. This is all plastic, and this hinge right in here can snap really easy when you flip it up. It's easy to just, especially when it's old, just to snap this and break it right off, because that's all that's holding it is this little piece right in here. So you want to be careful with that when you are transforming. So you fold his fists in, then shut that back down carefully, and then flip him around. Fold his legs like so, fold them back like this, and then tilt the feet, and he compresses down into the station. And you take his runways, fold his runways, fold his tower up, and he is ready to go as the base. And see, so here's the ST, the DX, here's the ST Popy, and here's the DX, and they're pretty much the same size. I mean, Popy kind of wasted, I mean, I guess they wanted to do this just so you have a base to fly around, but they kind of wasted money making this. They should have just made more of these, you know, and use this, because this does everything that does. The only thing it doesn't do, I guess, it doesn't do everything, is that the DX doesn't come with shoulder launchers, which I think is unfortunate. They had plenty of room to add the shoulder launcher right here, because if you look on the side, they're not much different. I've actually thought about it. I wonder if I could switch this over to here and put the arm joints inside here. But I'm not going to do that because this is a pretty nice one. But so side by side, that's the way they look, and that's the same thing. And this does the same thing. You can put the ships on top of the runways and launch the runways, and then on both of these feet, the doors open on the feet on both sides here, and you can put the ships, the little ships and tanks and stuff can actually go into the feet. And the space station, I guess, you know, flies through space like this, where it can land on the ground and the vehicles can come spilling out of it like a bunch of ants. But what I was going to get to is what they should have done is this should be the ST. I'm going to move this guy out of the way. And Bandai later on corrected this, and they came out with the Die Tetsujin 17 GD17, which is actually the very, very first Sola Chogokin robot. It's kind of a hunk of junk. There's other reviews on it, but this is the GD17. So here's the GD17 Die Tetsujin base. Now, and this is supposed to automatically transform, even though mine really doesn't work, and none of them do. When you buy them, they tend to not work. Like this one, I have to turn his motor on. You push the button back here, and this guy's supposed to start folding up, but I actually have to help him. And then if I push on him just a little bit, he'll kind of start to do his little thing here. So he kind of still partially works. And he gets stuck. And then that's it. He folds down into the base, and you flip up all the stuff, and there it is. So that's what a DX and ST really should have looked like. It should have looked like that a long time ago. At least Bandai tried to correct it by making this guy. And for display, he's not too bad. Now see, he's supposed to transform by himself, but I have to like help him up because of the gearing in here. It's not really the best made thing that Bandai ever did. And then you still have to turn him off down here to make the motor stop whirring. But when he transforms, he transforms that big, and you know, that's the way a true DX robot should have looked a long time ago. But at least they tried to correct the problem now. And then there's other companies that I forget the other company that came out with another Die Tetsujin that's, you know, really superposable, and it does both transformations and stuff like that. It does the transformations, and it's supposed to be pretty cool. And but I don't have that yet. But that's the difference. This would be, in my book, an ST, and this would be a DX. But anyway, that's just my little gripe about Bandai back in the past versus, you know, what they could have done today. But that's all right. You know, we can complain a little bit about our toys. But that is Die Tetsujin 1/7, and it's not 17. A lot of people will say Die Tetsujin 17. They don't say 17, even though it looks like 17. It's Die Tetsujin 1/7. But there he is. So if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the window below. Don't forget to like, love, and support the signs. Support the t-shirts. They're for sale on eBay right now at 99 Infinity is the store. And that's where you can buy your Godaikin display signs, the Popy display signs, and t-shirts that'll match right up. All right, everybody. Thank you for continuing on this awesome Godaikin adventure. And I will see you in the next video.